want to maintain the same level of performance that you had at 20 at the age of 40. This flat line represents what we call as maintain kiya hai, acha maintain kiya hai. Right? But it's not maintenance. Why? Because according to the bell curve, this is what's going to happen. You see? And the distance between these two lines, this jaw that opens up, you see this? At 25, 30, 35. So he has to do more and more to stay in the same place. Age is breaking him down. If he can sustain everything at the age of 40 that he had at the age of 20, then he's actually, he should not be maintaining. The maintaining should not be the goal. The goal should be building, constantly building. I remember a guy at one of my first gyms very proudly stated, I have never had a single injury in the gym. Okay, now gym is not a place to go and get injured first of all, but injuries sometimes do happen. He was very proud of the fact. He said it's been 10 years, not a single injury, because I don't keep on upping my weights. Same weights that I took 10 years back, I take now. There are weird things that people feel proud of. This is lack of progress. If there is one extremely crucial, important word that I want you to remember when it comes to exercise, it is progression. No matter what form of exercise you're doing, without progression, that exercise has no meaning. So, a guy who says, for the past 30 years, I've never missed my morning walk. Okay, and there are many like that. 30-minute walks, right? And the day just does not progress without the 30-minute walk. So this person has actually not been working out for 29.5 years, because a 30-minute walk was a challenge to him for the first 6 months. After that, that 30-minute walk became a part of his life. It was no longer a challenge. Since it was no longer a challenge, it is same. It's a part of his life. How many of you all have gone to gyms where you all have been told, today 10 minutes of cardio, you start off with that? How many of you? You have been told that, no? First day today, 10-minute cardio. Think about what that 10-minute cardio represents. And for whom? You know, those wala bhaiyas. So let's assume if he was a gym member who came to your gym. Daily he traverses 30 kilometers on the bike, on the cycle. And that to which one? Hercules wala. Non-geared. With three cans of those huge 20-liter cans behind. And he has to reach every place, then climb up 2 stories here, climb up 3 stories there, deliver the milk, come down, cycle. A guy who cycles 30 kilometers a day, or maybe even more, as just part and parcel of his job. When he comes to your gym for a workout, and you meet him and he says, "Aaj mera pehla din hai. Aapne kabhi workout kiya? Nahi, kabhi nahi kiya hai. ठीक है, आज पहले दिन 10 मिनट कार्डियो करो." 30 किलोमीटर साइकिल चलाते हैं. So workout is what? It's a challenge over what you do in day-to-day life, and what you do in day-to-day life has to be first understood. So please build your bodies and fight aging. Now I'm going to come to this one particular crucial juncture in the seminar where I have to make up my mind to stop trying to change your mindset and give you some nitty-gritty facts that you can take on. First is, how did we get fat? Why is fat such a big problem? Why is obesity a problem? Okay? Now, have you heard of people who compare us to animals? There are people who compare us to animals, no? How many vegetarians out here? Okay. I am not going to be for vegetarianism. But that does not mean that you all should feel offended in any way. The decision after getting all the facts. I might want to change your minds in one way, since I'm talking about nutrition right now. You first need to tell me what kind of a vegetarian you are. So if you're a vegetarian by religion, no arguments there. We as fitness professionals don't get into faith, don't get into religion, don't get into arguments there. We will try and find medias of modifying things and see to it that you get the one thing that you are not getting in your diets, which is first-class protein. What exactly is first-class protein? Also I will mention that. Second kind of vegetarian. is a vegetarian who's influenced by the fact that he doesn't like killing of animals for food. See, humans will justify in saying that we can live without eating animal meat. So if we can live without eating animal meat, then we are not as justified as lions and tigers for eating meat. They kill because they are supposed to, because that's their food. But as humans, since we can survive without meat, that's why I'm a vegetarian, because I don't support the killing of animals for food. Again, those are ethical, moral grounds. There are no arguments there as well from us as fitness professionals. I'm not going to argue with you. In fact, I probably don't have the same ethics and moral standards as you all have. And probably my fitness is more important to me. Having said that, there is a third kind of a vegetarian. That vegetarian is actually misled. That person actually starts out being a non-vegetarian. That means that by faith, the person is not a vegetarian. That person turns vegetarian not because of the fact that killing of animals is a problem. That person has actually turned vegetarian because he has been misinformed that he will live longer, that he will live a healthier life if he turns vegetarian. Now here, you step into my domain, you step into the domain of science. If you tell people that you're going to be healthier by eating only vegetarian food, that's where I will argue. That's where I will try and change your mindset with facts. That is not true. Vegetarian food is not complete. We love these terms, we love these words. Wherever we read them, gives us a very good, comfortable feeling. What is that term? Well-balanced diet. We like reading that. But nobody's really told you what well-balanced means. A vegetarian diet is completely lopsided. It has no first-class proteins. It has no protein content is not there at all. Whatever is there is in minuscule quantities. Then you go to supplement. There are solutions. You can use protein supplements to supplement your diet. But then you are of the firm belief and you know for sure that these supplements are bad. That they will cause a problem later on. Hence you will not take supplements also. But the one thing that will not scare you is this deficiency of protein. See how illogical we get when we talk about getting information about fitness. Where do we get our information about fitness? Newspapers, magazines, radio, TV. What have you been told about protein for so long? Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, protein is required. Yeah, protein is good. But be careful. Not too much. Not too much. You'll overload your kidneys. You'll overload your liver. Major scare tactics go on. You know why that makes no sense at all? Because our Indian diet is extremely deficient in protein. So how come people are being warned about excess protein when they should be warned about deficiency of protein? How come we're worried about excess when just meeting our requirements as set by nutritional sciences, just meeting our requirements of first-class protein every day is a huge task that requires a dedicated effort. Why the hell are we even talking about excess? So there is a problem. Anti-aging, you will promote aging if protein is not in sufficient quantities. You will speed up the aging process if protein is not in sufficient quantities. Now, we got fat, okay? Coming from the people who misguide you about this. Have you heard of all these arguments about the length of our intestines, the teeth structure that we have? Have you heard these arguments? There are these people who like to have these things that we are not like carnivores, correct? I completely and totally agree that we are not like carnivores. I'm in full agreement with them. We are not like carnivores. But the point is they're very smart. They'll say we are not like carnivores. But they won't tell you we are not like herbivores either. They will tell us that our intestine length does not match the length of the intestines of lions and tigers. But they will not tell you that our intestine length does not match the length of the cows also. We are a different species. We are neither carnivores, we are neither herbivores, we are omnivores. We were supposed to survive on every part of the globe. You see? And every part of the globe meant that if there are no animals, I will survive without animals. If there is no plantation, I will survive on animals. Our metabolism evolved to absorb both. And both the food groups, the vegetarian kingdom and the animal kingdom, both the food groups give us different benefits, which when we combine, we get the best results. I'm all for non-vegetarian food. Okay? Does that mean that I'm not for vegetables? Completely wrong. Again, this word non-vegetarian needs to change to omnitarian. That's a good term to use. Non-vegetarian means exclusion of vegetables, which is not the case. So there are vegetarians and there are omnitarians. The vegetarian lobby is always stronger, a lot more money with the vegetarian lobby, a lot more propaganda done by them to tell you that you don't require animal meat. The vegetarian lobby, for that matter, will use things like, there was an article recently, even Bill Clinton has turned vegan. Who the hell cares? Bill Clinton? I'm supposed to consider him to be an authority on nutrition in that? He's a politician. And can you imagine a politician who says, I love meat? Loving meat is not politically correct. Giving up meat is politically correct.